You are now tuned into Two Drunk Sistas podcast, unscripted and uncensored. Grab yourselves a drink and enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome to Two Drunk Sistas podcast. I'm D.
And I'm W.
Thanks for tuning in for our latest episode. What are you drinking?
Oh yeah,
Boo?
I read.
What you drinking, boo?
I'm Lou.
She already fucked up.
We are drinking the Ciroc Summer Edition. Ciroc Citrus Summer Edition.
We were looking
Everywhere for this damn
drink.
liquor. And we
finally got it.
Finally.
It tastes good.
It does. I like it.
It tastes good
by itself. Yep.
It tastes good.
But you know, I had
no
to
chaser
right. I had to do a little razzle dazzle
with the cat. She made a nice
concoction. Cheers.
Drink to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers to you guys.
All right.
So we watched Malignant, y'all. I didn't see no trailer. To be honest, I didn't know it came out. I did not know this movie came out.
I kept seeing the trailers.
Was like, yo,
I kept seeing the trailers. Yeah.
You saw the trailers. We should watch it. I said, oh, bitch, that shit out.
Yes, because I was waiting. I was like, yes, okay, September 10th. Let's go. So I was waiting. And even with the trailers, you know, if you are an avid YouTube watcher, y'all know how they be like to throw the ads in there. So every other, ad was the Malignant. And it was giving you different pieces of the trailer. Not even like the whole film. It'll be like, Malignant, September 10th. I'm like, okay.
It's on HBO Max if you have HBO Max.
Yes.
Or if you have a friend that you can borrow the code.
Yeah, if you don't want to go to the theaters.
And wear a mask and eat your popcorn through your mask. You can watch it on HBO Go. I'm sorry,
HBO
not HBO
Max.
Go. HBO Max. That's my bad. It used to be HBO Go, but they had changed. Anyways. It's different, and I don't want to shit on it, but it's coming. It's a turtleneck. Okay. So, I'm not disappointed because, I'm disappointed, but I was still entertained.
I was entertained as well. I wanted more.
You wanted more?
Okay,
No,
it's not that I wanted more. I think I wanted to be.
It was weird.
It
was weird.
It was interesting. I was like, James.
It's the music for me.
Yeah, James. What
for me?
What are you doing, James? What are you doing?
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know if he was trying to, because he wrote it with along with other writers on it. He did direct it. And I don't know if he was trying to change up a genre, because I don't know what I was watching. I was like, am I watching a horror film or am I watching a spoof film? Am I watching an 80s film?
Right. It definitely was giving me the 80s vibe.
Those old comic-y horror
satire
films.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I
couldn't follow. I was like, can I see Annabelle? Annabelle, are you there? Annabelle?
The acting was off. I don't know. So basically, the movie is about a woman who's paralyzed by fear from shocking visions, tormented. Her torment worsens her as she discovers her waking dreams and terrifying realities. Right. So I chose not to see the trailer. I think if I saw the trailer, I'd have been like,
I'll pass.
Probably. But the soundtrack, did you hear any of this soundtrack when you was watching the trailer?
I did not hear any of the soundtrack because I would have said, is this 80s? What's happening here? I didn't hear any of the soundtrack. Like I said, the clips were really quick.
For a good reason.
For the trailer. And I was like, so even after watching the trailer tons of times, I was like, what is this movie about?
Yeah.
Like, what is it? So, yeah.
So it starts off in a castle. It looks like a castle, but it's one of those psychiatric, I guess, help center, behavioral center.
Yeah.
And you see the doctor comes on, or the surgeon comes on and talks about what is happening. Like, we have this patient. We thought that we could maintain this patient's, aggressiveness and stuff. And while she's explaining what was going on, that's when you hear the sirens going and you hear the orderly busting, "Doctor, we need you.
We need you. Hurry. It's not working.
So they rush to the patient's room, and you can see that the patient is like killing off these doctors, but you don't know what the fuck it is. So the one of the orderly or cop, was it a cop that had like a tranquilizer?
It was security guard or whatever.
A security guard had the tranquilizer. Like, we need to trank them.
Right.
So they're tranking. They're trying to dose.
They're trying to subdue.
No, I don't know.
They're trying to take control of whatever the fuck this thing is.
That's killing them.
That's killing them. Yeah.
So finally, the security guard was trying to shoot at whatever.
Yeah.
The thing done broke his arm.
It broke his arm. See, broke his arms.
Broke his arm, and then you see the doctor trying to do the same thing, and she was able to subdue, or is that the word?
I don't know. Whatever. She was
able to tranquilize that.
Tranquilized that bitch.
So. Me and W are watching. He's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And you could see like they're able to get the patient, put him back on the gurney or whatever, and you can see
tie him up,
right? And then you can see like
some clear curtain,
right? And you can see. I was like, "What
is that?"
I was like, "Did you see anything?" Like. What like you're trying to piece together what are you looking at,
right?
Because it goes back and forth to like the doctor, then the doctor, the pterodactyl. I was like, did you see what it was? So then the movie starts, and then during the movie beginning credits, you can see like the patient's file, you can see like the embryos and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, so
something going on,
baby,
yeah.
So then the next scene goes into this pregnant woman, and you can see her. She looks tired. She looks like she was worked in the hospital because she had like
a scrub.
She had
a scrub on. Yeah.
So I don't know if she was like an RN or an orderly or assistant. I don't know, but she was coming home to her husband, and I automatically know the husband is full of shit.
Right, because his ass is sitting on the goddamn bed
while your wife is moaning.
She's
and
panting because she can't fucking breathe. I mean, he's just like, oh hey. Laying on the goddamn bed.
And you know who it is? It's it's Adam from Supernatural.
So, their communication, you can tell there's some tension there.
Right.
So she's like, what are you doing? And he's watching wrestling during this time.
So loud.
This shit annoyed me.
So she turned the TV off, and he was like, hey, I was watching it.
Yeah.
So she was like, she was like, man, I need to get some rest because it looked like she had to go back to work or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, why are you still working? You need to, admit yourself so you won't have to
lose the baby
again. So it's like, damn. So she lost the kid.
Right.
Then we found out that the nigga was being abusive.
Right.
And I was like, telling W, that's why she lost the fucking baby.
That's why she lost the baby, because this nigga probably was Millie rocking her ass.
Yeah, rock her bye, baby.
Right, everywhere.
Baby. Right, so he was telling her like, I don't want to be going through this, lose the baby again. So obviously she lost a lot of
she had miscarriages.
Had a lot of miscarriages. Yeah.
Right.
And so he just was getting upset because I guess she wanted to keep the baby. He was like, why are you keeping this baby? And it's not my fault, blah, blah, blah. So he gets upset and he smashed her head into the wall. And I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Like, what is this?
What's this? What the fuck is this? Anyway, so...
No, and so then, she hits the floor because he knocked her out. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, honey. Blah, blah, blah. Right. Runs downstairs. She gets up. She manages to get up, and she shuts the door and she locks it. Okay? And so he obviously comes back, and he's saying to her,
I'm sorry.
Please open the door. I'll get help. I'll stop drinking.
No, he said he didn't drink this time. I was like, God damn, I hate to see him when he's drunk. Right,
so then she slides down to the floor, and you could see that
her head was bleeding.
Yeah, because there's some blood marks on the door as she slides down. And so time passes where she's like, it's nighttime. Mm-hmm. She falls asleep. Buddy is downstairs snoring his ass off.
Him downstairs.
And so he gets up because he's startled by some kind of noise.
Yeah. So this is a typical James Wan direction. Like, the directorial stuff of James Wan is there. Were there jump scares? They weren't really jump scares, but they were like little eerie moments, but not too eerie.
Definitely eerie, yeah.
Not something, I mean, with James Wan, we expected more of the eeriness.
Right.
We got it, but not a lot of it.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. And so then, of course, he gets up. He's like, Mom, is that you? No. He gets up and he's like, Madison, because his wife's name is Madison, the one who's pregnant. And he thinks it's her. So he goes in the kitchen. He hears the blender going.
Right. And he came in the kitchen. He was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Right.
So then the refrigerator door opened because it's dark. Okay. And so he turned the blender off. Then the refrigerator door opened, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And he went to it and he closed it. He was like, "Madison." He thinking Madison is playing games with him.
Right.
Then he went around to the living room and he see someone, maybe Madison, sitting on the couch, and he was like, "Madison." And then the TV was on.
Right.
And then he turned the light on. That's when it disappeared.
Right.
I was like, yo. So finally, okay, James, I see you.
Right.
And so now you think there's a haunting going on.
Right.
So the husband is looking around and shit like that. And the same creepy noises, that shit got to him and fucked him up.
And then, okay, so when you first saw this thing, what was your... What did you think it was?
Ju-on.
Y'all remember Ju-on, The Grudge?
We watching The Grudge or The Ring.
Right.
I don't know
what
what's
is
up
this.
with
The hair.
I don't know if that's like an Asian culture, maybe, because a lot of Asian stories that I've come across, it's this woman with long hair or this old woman. So I don't know if that's like a culture thing for them. I don't know.
And some of these Asian stories, some of these Asian horror stories are actually interesting.
They are.
They really are.
And I feel like with this movie, James Wan was trying to incorporate that in his direction and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so the figure it looks like a shadow, but you can tell.
Looking like a shadow.
It looking like a shadow. It looking like a shadow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it looked like a dark figure. I said it looked like Sinister.
Right,
From
yes.
the movie Sinister. That's how it looked like. Or The Undertaker.
Right.
Pick which one. Whichever you like. But yeah, so this being, right now we thinking like it's a ghost. Okay, so this ghost done killed the husband.
And the way it did it, I was like, God damn. I mean, nobody deserves to die, but that motherfucker, yeah.
Yeah. So the wife comes down because I guess she heard a bump and she went down to see what's happening with the hot stuff. To see what's happening at night. I have not forget. Never forget at night. Fucking happening.
What's not happening, okay?
Okay, sorry.
Right.
So she comes down the stairs and see her husband disfigured. And then she sees this figure come from behind the husband and attacks her. So she's running upstairs and by the time she runs upstairs, she closed the door and that's when the figure knocked her, shoved the door open and she falls down, bumps her head. And then Mama told the doctor, and the doctor, the doctor said, "No more monkeys jumping on the bed." I'm sorry. So she wakes up, right?
Yeah, I was not expecting that. Okay.
So she wakes up in the hospital. Looking like death, okay? So by that time, I told W, the bitch, she done lost the baby.
She lost the baby.
If she lose the baby again, her husband knocking her to the wall, she lost the baby.
Ju-on knocked her ass out. God damn it.
So she wakes up, with a person that's sitting next to her bed, and we later find out that that's her sister.
Right.
And she's telling the sister, like, "Hey, are you okay?" And what happened? And then she was like, "Where's my baby? Where's the baby? Where's the husband?"
Right.
And then the sister was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't survive." And then she's like, "Where's the baby?" And then that's when she said the baby didn't survive. So she lost the baby again.
Yes.
So she starts to cry and she goes into this comatose stage.
Right. Where she doesn't talk, she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep. She just stares out.
So cue in these detectives, okay?
Oh,
so,
my God.
So the detectives come, and this is where I was like, okay, this is going to be an interesting movie. because the way that the detectives were talking to each other, it's almost like it was like comedic.
Yes.
Like, it's 4 a.m. and it's not done yet. And then, like, when they see the body, oh, shit. And then, like, did you see what happened? And then, like, yeah. And then, like, oh, my God, who could have done this? And then, like, I don't know. You know, so that's when it got weird.
Yeah, it definitely got weird.
So the detective came to the hospital, was like, look, I need to answer some questions. And the sister's like, listen, she's been through a lot.
Right.
We haven't spoken because of the husband, kept us apart. So I don't know.
I don't know what's going on with her.
With her life and who could have did that to the husband, because now they have it as an intruder, going in,
home invasion,
and home invasion gone wrong, but there's no
forced entry, nothing that states that the evidence doesn't state that there's a home invasion that occurred. So they're like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
And so, she gets discharged, goes back home with her sister,
right,
and she is kind of like going about her life.
Trying to.
Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, in Whoville, she starts to have these, if she's brushing her teeth, and we're not going to break down the whole thing, but,
it was weird.
It was weird. So she's like brushing, I think there was a part where she was doing her own thing, either like.
She was doing laundry.
Yeah.
She was doing laundry, and then next thing you know, that it looked like she got paralyzed.
Yeah, she couldn't move.
But before she was doing laundry, she was being haunted by whatever figure this is. So now it's the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
She was doing laundry, and she saw a figure. She was having day visions. I don't know.
Yeah.
Waking visions.
Yes.
And then next thing you know, you see the whole room starts to change.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a great transition.
I like that. So good, James. Ingrid, and Akila.
I want to say the cinematics and the cinematography of this film is amazing.
Amazing, yeah.
Beautiful. I lost my train of thought.
Oh yeah, so the room is changing into another scene that's obviously not her house.
Right. So now she started having vision of the murders of this thing killing people.
Yeah.
So she's thinking like, what the fuck? The way she looked, because she's paralyzed, she can't move. I'm thinking like, okay, so in my head I'm like, the husband must have did something when he bumped her head, caused her to have this type of visions.
Yeah.
So she must be tied to whatever this entity is.
Yeah.
So she was able to see the murders with this woman, a doctor, and then another doctor. And so at this point, she tells the detective, like, hey,
I'm seeing these murders.
Right. And then his partner, which is a black woman.
What? Do they portray these black women? Why y'all do this to us?
I don't like that.
The black detective is very aggressive. She's very
angry.
Yeah, I'm like, is that how y'all see us?
Yes, that's how they see us, girl.
And to top it off, she's a fucking cop. So you already know cops by themselves already have this. Women cops have this thing with them because
because they have to be aggressive. They hang in with the men. Yeah, with the men, other male officers.
Right. So, but I'm like, why y'all make her like this?
Yeah,
though?
I don't like that. Okay, James, I don't like that. And I'm moving forward. Okay,
yeah, we going.
But we ain't gonna touch what you be doing to them black people in the movie. But I ain't gonna talk about that shit because this ain't the podcast for it.
Right. Anyway, moving on.
So she goes to the detective, and the woman detective, the black woman, she was like saying that. So, are you? So you trying to say you're psychic? What are you telling me here?
Right.
She's like, I don't know. It's just this is what's happening. You need to go to such and such because this is the next person I saw. So they went over and they realized, oh, bitch, yep, it is another murder. So now they're like saying that, okay, bitch, you must have something to do with it.
Right.
Because after that, they were like saying that, would you be willing to do like psycho-hypnosis?
Right, because the department has...
Right, because the, what's her name again?
Madison.
Madison knows that she's adopted.
Yes.
Okay, so she doesn't know who her biological mother is.
Right.
And she doesn't remember what happened, like her childhood memories.
Right.
So the officers was like, okay, so are you willing to go do like, go under session with
to kind of help you remember memories that are very
Suppressed,
deep. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So in doing that, they saw that we thought was an imaginary person, but it's not an imaginary person at all. It's not a vengeful spirit at all. It's just her crazy parasitic sibling.
Yes.
That was when she was born. It was a conjoined twin.
Yeah.
I don't know because
they shared the same. They're supposed to split, but they didn't.
But the thing is, was it a twin or it was a tumor that became a person?
I think it was a tumor that became a person.
Right. That was sharing the same energy, the same brain and everything. So, yeah, so it was a tumor. So hence the movie Malignant.
Right.
Because it was a malignant tumor. So, I mean, I kind of like the story.
I do like the story. I'm not going to lie.
I like the premise, but I just didn't like the way it was put together.
True.
To make it, like, funny. I don't know. It was just...
It was weird.
It was weird.
It was weird.
Anyway, so we found out that, okay, so this tumor, which is supposed to be a sibling, I guess.
Her twin brother.
Her twin brother.
Yeah.
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 So this entity is actually her twin brother, and that's the reason why she was having vision, because the brother was able to take over her mind and to put
make
her mind,
see what he wants her to see.
Right. So he was able to like invert her mind to think like she is living a regular life, but she's not. He would come and take over.
Right.
And the only reason why he became
how he woke
came
up
to the surface is because the husband knocked her head, and this is how
it woke him up.
That subconsciously he was hidden, and it woke him up. So I think,
but we do find out that pieces of him were in. They removed some parts of him, and they did leave some pieces of him in her brain.
Right. So they had to push that piece back in, and then put her brain back, her skull back together, and that's how she was able to be adopted.
Yeah.
Because they thought that she was better.
Right.
But subconsciously, he was always in there in the back of her head. So she thinking she's talking with an imaginary person, but bitch, you talking to your brother.
Your crazy ass brother that she kept calling him the devil.
Right.
But
because he was the devil.
Yeah, but
let's just say the fighting scene and the killing scene was crazy.
Man. So when we first encounter this being, he looks like he's walking backwards.
Yeah, because I was telling W, I'm like, why does he look like he's like inverted?
It was
reversed.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was
reversed. Anyway,
but it makes sense. Because the brother would take over the sister's body, and so he would invert himself because he was in the back.
Yes,
and he would,
think of the Harry Potter when Voldemort was in the back of that guy's head.
Yes, when he took off the little turban.
Yes, that is how the tumor was in her.
Right, or if you watch American Horror Story. The guy from the carnival.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. No.
The guy with the carnival, he had the devil, the bad person in the back of him telling him this stuff to do. He was like the head of the carnival.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
y'all,
I don't know.
Yeah, it was interesting, but I
didn't like the ending, but go ahead.
I didn't like the ending either. So we find out that
the sister
Madison's sister, the family that she was adopted into went and did some digging to find out like what the fuck is wrong with my sister, and she's the one that finds out that like, hey, the mother's still alive.
She found the tapes from the castle.
Yep. And she sees the video because they record everything where we can see the twin behind Madison's
head and talking and all that shit.
Yeah, and so she goes to...
Oh, and another thing, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the way that the brother was talking was through sound waves.
Yes, like he was using
electricity.
So how was he able to do that?
You know what? Till this day, we don't know how the mind works.
Right.
Because they are saying that our human mind can do things
that's true, because we only using 10%.
That's not true. That claim is false, y'all.
Oh, it's false.
It's false.
My bad. I didn't know.
But there's people who meditate and do all that stuff.
Right.
To do take the energies around
Of
them
course. And manipulate
utilize
it.
them.
Yep. Mhm.
You know, so I think that's what he was doing.
Okay.
He was utilizing. He was able to tap into that frequency and utilize that. And we're thinking like, oh, it's ghosts, but it's really him using maybe a different part of the brain that's able to do that.
Right.
You know, because you have people that have super strength that can lift up stuff, and you don't know how they do it and stuff like that. So I'm thinking
that's how he was able to tap, because he would communicate with people through either the TV, the telephone. Yeah. Because there's some scenes in the movie where we see that he'll use when Madison was little.
Right, he was calling Tyrone.
He was calling Tyrone, and he would talk to her through the phone.
Yeah.
So that's how he was able to like talk to her. He obviously can't talk to her because he's inside her.
Right.
So he could talk. I mean, she could hear him.
Right.
So it was weird. Like I just was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. So now that we found out that is the brother that was doing all this shit, the detective, after they did their their hypnosis or whatever, and this is where Madison remembers everything.
Everything, yeah.
After they did the hypnosis, a fucking lady falls down in Madison's house. Okay, falls down in the living room. Madison's like, I don't even know what the fuck who this is.
Right.
And then that's when they arrested Madison, because they're like, okay, bitch, we found all the murder weapons, your clothes, and everything else.
Is in your house, so you obviously are the one that's doing this. But they come to find out that Gabriel is the one that is fucking he killed everybody. Right. I'm just like,
and the woman officer was, or the detective, she was like saying, are you telling me that Gabriel is your imaginary
friend is the one that's killing everybody? listen, detective. Like, okay, we get it. So anyway, Gabriel, he comes out because when Madison gets arrested, she gets put in a woman's holding cell. And you know, of course, these women they beat her up. Oh, Gabriel wakes the fuck up, okay, and kills everybody.
Yeah, everybody in the women's cell and everybody in the precinct.
Everybody in the precinct. So he's
except for the lead detective, Cocoa. Is that?
Yeah, Cocoa and the black lady. So he
and the forensic the
CSI lady chick,
the lab,
the CSI person.
Yeah, CSI person.
Evidence, whatever.
Evidence collector.
Yeah. So you know, Gabriel, they fighting Gabriel and Gabriel.
He knows some martial arts.
I don't know what he was doing inside his brain, but he clearly knows jujitsu or something.
He tuned into the Matrix and saw Keanu do the fighting scene. He was like, I'm finna do that.
Yeah, because it was crazy how
it was good though.
How he was just getting these people. I mean,
I enjoyed it.
They would shoot him and he was still fucking coming he was still coming at them.
Yeah.
So what he was trying to do was get to the mom. And we found out that the woman that was in the attic was the mother, the biological mother of Madison.
Yep. Right. So all in all, Madison was able to control the brother subconsciously, and she was able to
put him in like a mental jail.
Like a mental jail.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can't be held there long. But she was like, I know that you can't be held there long, but baby, we share the same body and the same brain and the same tricks you were doing to me, I can do it to you.
Yeah. And I'll be ready for you.
Motherfuck me, motherfuck you.
I'll be ready for you is what she said.
Right. So and that's how it ended. She was able to get a hold of her brain, her mind and her body, and she was able to defeat Gabriel, lock him away mentally, and realize that she always wanted a blood connection. That's why she wanted to be pregnant. She wanted to have a connection. Yeah. But what she said was that she always had a connection, and it was right in front of her, and it was her sister. Her sister. Yeah. So, and that's how it ended, y'all.
That's the movie,
I was like,
So how many wine glasses? 5. I give it 5 wine glasses.
Yeah, I'll give it 5. I give it 5. I wanted something better. Hula ula.
What's that?
Wider is better. Hula ula.
You want something better?
Because that's my bad. Because, you know, directors, because you're coming from a line of Conjurings, a line of Annabelles, a line of, you know, those high up their movie. Yeah. You're expecting the same thing. So I don't know if he was like, you know, I want to do something different. And I get it. I get it. Yeah. But, you know, Wacky.
So next time, James, you're going to get Lee Wanell on there. Okay. I'm probably not saying his name right. But Lee Wanell, you're going to get him on there. Yeah. Get him on the story. Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
But I mean, was I disappointed? Is it total shit? I thought the movie was too long.
Oh yeah, it was long.
This was a long movie. But I mean, I was entertained. Yeah. The story was interesting. I just wasn't. The acting was kind of off to me. The soundtrack.
Oh man, what was up with that?
It was off to me, and I feel like if the sound don't match the vision, it's I don't know where you're trying to put the audience. Where you trying to put the audience? You want the audience to have fun? You want the audience to be or do you want the audience to be like I don't know.
I don't know, James.
I don't know. But
James, you tell us.
Me not happy. Me not happy. But what do you guys think? What do you think about this shit?
Like, let us know, like, for real, like, what you guys think about this movie.
Yeah, hit us up on our email at 2drunksisters@gmail.com. The number 2, drunk, DRUNK, sisters @gmail.com. I wasn't too drunk for this shit. I wish I had more.
Or hit us up on IG. You know what I'm saying?
Sisters.
And let us know your thoughts, guys.
Thanks for listening to us. And letting us know your thoughts. We appreciate you. Like, again, we're just shocked that people listen. And have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, be mindful. Wash your hands. Be safe.
We're still in the pandemic.
Unfortunately. And, we're tuning in for the next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.